week, when many have begun to celebrate this occasion, children dressing up at school in their costumes, employees and employees dressing up for work. There will be many masquerade parties, dress-up parties starting tonight and throughout the weekend. The retailers have been preparing for this for months. I understand that this holiday is something that only is Christmas here in Boston, as far as the sales that it generates. It is big. It is huge. Not just the costumes. When we were children, we weren't really allowed to participate in it either, but you could grab a sheet, poke two holes in it, call yourself a ghost, go grab some candy. Today, you can spend hundreds of dollars on a costume. Children buying their costumes can easily go to Party Packages and spend $50, and if you got 3 or 4 children, Halloween could cost you a lot. So I'm glad that it's not an expense that I have to incur. Well, the sad thing, though, is that the person, entities that they are celebrating are real. Whether they realize it or not, they are celebrating the kingdom of darkness, Lucifer and his angels. And guess what? He doesn't walk around in any red, tight-fitting tights with a pitchfork. If he did, he would be easily recognizable, and we could effectively restrict him and his operation and minimize his impact on life on planet Earth. But he doesn't come. He comes to us in that way. The Bible says that he comes as an angel of light. So, even though the costumes are cute, kids would appreciate any excuse to have candy, but there's a much more serious side. I recently had the privilege of listening to a speaker, Mr. Michael Clemens, football coach, former football coach of the Arsenal. And he quoted some statistics that really made me think about the state of depravity many people in the world live. He mentioned that if us and people in the audience had a roof over our heads, clothes to wear, and food to eat, that we were wealthier than 80% of the world's population. That is so sad. And if we were fortunate enough to have some money in the bank, then we were wealthier than 90% of the world's population. Now, we can send men and women into outer space, but sadly we can't find a way to ensure a modern standard of living for so many inhabitants. Modest, just talking about food, shelter, the basics. So many are in dire straits, hunger, suffering, homelessness abound. Many are truly in bondage, and tonight I'd like to talk to you about a particular type of bondage that I believe the devil, Lucifer, whom this whole week, if nothing, is being dedicated to. And the bondage of which I speak is something that came up earlier, and that is mental illness. And it seems to be highest in Western developed countries, where so many of us are deemed to be wealthy. I guess it kind of makes sense that that would be one of the things that plagues us, because if you're dying of celebration, nobody would ever know if you have depression. or if you had anxiety disorders, because, of course, the needs for food and shelter are first, they're the basic needs. So nobody's going to go farther than that to investigate because you're physically dying. What is mental illness? Who does it affect? What are its causes and its effects? I guess as an educator, my perspective is to start by giving you an overview, and then I'll share my story. Mental illness goes by many names, or manifests in many different ways or disorders. Some of the names you might have heard are depression or depressive illness, post-traumatic stress disorder, bipolar, or manic depression, attention deficit disorder, fibromyalgia, anxiety disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm certainly not going to get into any sort of in-depth discussion of all of them. It really isn't necessary. Mental illness can affect anyone. It is no respecter of persons. Statistics I frequently hear thrown around is that 1 in 4 people will suffer from depression at some point in their life. That means that about 4 or 5 of you in this room may have already suffered that or could possibly suffer from something like depression. It tends to favor females because of all the hormonal changes that women go through. But it can affect males, females, rich, poor, every race, color, or creed. It really is no respecter. Its causes, there is to some degree, genetics are involved. Just like things like high blood pressure or hypertension run in families, or diabetes runs in families. Some disorders there is a genetic component to some of these conditions. Other things that could contribute are stress. Anybody had any stress lately? We've all had to deal with stress. There are adverse early childhood experiences, things like molestation, any sort of sexual abuse or exploitation, or any abuse for that matter. And dare I say things like witchcraft, phobia, voodoo. They have many names in different places. They call it different things in different places. And that is where the enemy, Lucifer and Satan, comes into play. I'd like to talk a little bit about what it actually looks like in case you or someone else in your life might be so affected and may be experiencing some of these symptoms. Symptoms fall into many different categories. Stress can affect things like your cognitive abilities, the ability to think clearly. Concentration tends to be affected. It tends to, it's difficult to concentrate. I'm speaking specifically about depression, but a lot of these disorders considered mental illness, there's overlap and they have some of the same things. Confusion, loss of meaning, decreased self-esteem. Preoccupation, sometimes you've got something that seems to get into your head and you can't get it out. You're constantly thinking about it. Disorientation, you're kind of lost. Sometimes it might be physically, sometimes it's just mentally, you're just kind of lost. Self-doubt. On the emotional plane, there's powerlessness, anxiety, which can manifest in the way of panic attacks, guilt, anger, rage, shutdown, fear of failure, incompetence, overwhelm, helplessness, sadness, depression, hypersensitivity. Sometimes the littlest thing will set you off. Crying spells and constant worry. Sometimes the anger and rage comes out of a lot of hurt and pain. If you've had to suffer a lot of hurt and pain, it often happens at a time when you are helpless and vulnerable and you can't do anything about it. And it really hurts and you can't do anything about it. When you get angry, but you can't do anything about it. But sometimes when you're out